quality of a prayer. But what I often do when I ask them this question, I want to see their heart disposition and the level of their connection and commitment to what they were coming to do. So most times what I found missing in their acts of prayer is that they had no agenda. And you will agree with me that in our public meetings or meetings at places of work, they send a circular informing us about a meeting. And in that circular, they will tell you that there is going to be an AOB, a section where you would have to raise anything of concern either to you or to the business, to the degree to which it affects your efficiency and the business productivity and growth. And besides that AOB section, which is being thrown to you to bring your own input regardless, there are set aside items that will be discussed or reviewed at the meeting. So when they come in most traditional meetings, especially here in Africa, in Nigeria particularly, you have the opening prayer because Nigeria is actually a very religious country. So you have the opening prayer amongst the item for a meeting. So either persons from any part of the religion world comes and offers a prayer. Then step by step, they begin to examine each item on the agenda. So before we get to a particular agenda, every member of that meeting is already served with what the meeting will look like. You already have a trajectory of where the meeting is going to go. So it becomes impossible for the meeting not to be fruitful. So that is how it is. You are plagued with all kinds of problems, but can you come to God? Seeking Him first. Because in seeking God, He begins to tell you things. There was a time in my life, let me just share a testimony quickly. This video, sorry to say, this video is very, very long, but I think I will have to cut it and then post the other parts later. So there was a time in my life where I wanted to actually ask God for the next phase of my life. I wouldn't want to mention the item here just so that for the sake of to avoid controversies or deviating from the main topic. But actually it was a part of my life that was very, very essential for what my next life till death will look like. So I sought it twice to actually sought God, and I began to pray and fast, and I was asking Him, should I or should I not? What is your will concerning this? Now I'm speaking as somebody who by then was already exposed to some levels of knowledge about prayer, about how to pray, about the prayer that God answers, about how prayer works, and even the ministry of prayer. So when I went on seeking God's face, in one of the meetings, it was actually a vigil, God told me that there are things I want you to do for me that you are yet to do. And while I was praying that prayer, I had two reasons why I actually came for that prayer. Okay, let me tell you one of the reasons why I actually came for that. Well, actually having that prayer session was at that point I was not comfortable with where I was working then. I felt it was time off for me. But I wasn't sacked. I wasn't having any issue with my boss at all. My job was going very, very fine and very, very well. But I wanted a change of job as quick as possible. My soul was already weary. I no longer had rest working there. But regardless, I knew that the mistake I will make is to live without discerning the voice of God concerning that matter. I am tired, but what is God saying? So I didn't just want to just leave. This thing I'm telling you, it took a year for it to manifest. And God told me, okay, I want to do A, B, C, D. He didn't even tell me He's going to give me a job or answer the second prayer. He just told me what He wants me to do for Him. And you see, it might look very, very foolish. Why will I ask God for bread and He's telling me to go and fetch water? Perhaps if He even tells me to bring money, I will assume the money is going to be used to buy the flour that will be used to bake the bread. But He's asking me to go and fetch water. Why? Or maybe He's telling you to go and and mold blocks. How do you correlate molding of blocks to you requesting for bread from God? So that was how it all happened. And brethren, I tell you, I tell you before God and man that when I was able to follow, it wasn't easy to follow what God was leading me to do. On its own, the way the job came, it's a job I didn't even apply for. It just came. And surprisingly, that job also came. The day the job actually came, it came meeting me at the point of prayer. Yes. So you will now realize that it is not as if God is very aware. The Bible said it is very aware of our needs. And he did not say he's not going to give us these things we desire. But what he's saying is that we should seek him first. That's the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And every other thing shall be added unto us. What is that other thing? For those things you desire in truth and in righteousness, those things will be added. Is it cars? Is it houses? Children? Spouses? Jobs? Good homes? You want an open door. Maybe perhaps you want a level of acceptance. You want favor, unusual favor, or you are trusting God for a miracle. These are the things that we need. Everybody needs this thing at various times of their lives. So it is not a sin to desire luxury. It is not a sin to desire material things. But what God is saying, that can you follow me first? Because in following God, in doing what he wants you to do, is that captured in those things is to regenerate your soul and redirect your affection, such that by the time you are able to obtain those things that you desired from the very instance, your motive would have been corrected.